Inspirational and motivational here at Love How. Get a better mindset and set your goals here at Love How. Educational things you need to know here at Love How. Like credit, home, buying loans, and much more here at Love How. The space for
Hey. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Homebuyers Clubhouse, where we go live every Wednesday and every Friday. On Wednesdays, we drop something inspirational and motivational. And on Fridays, we drop something educational. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. I am a triangle realtor with A to Z Realty. Miss Erica Batts, honey, introduce yourself.
Hey, I am Erica Batts. I am your mortgage lender. And I'm excited about our topic today.
Girl, me too. But before we get started, you went to homecoming this weekend, didn't you, girl?
I did. I was all a GHO, at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University.
Oh, and you said it's called
we lost the game, but that's okay.
You said it's called GHO.
The greatest homecoming on earth. Yes, ma'am. That's us.
I don't know nothing about that. GHO. All I heard was ho. And I was like, wait, what?
Yes, GHO, the greatest homecoming on earth.
Good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, honey. All right, let's get started. Get my microphone together. But our topic for today, I'm excited, Erica, too, because man, we got Christmas is right around the corner. People, they are kind of excited, but I was having a conversation this morning about a lot of people are having a hard time. You got bills, people are struggling, they're getting behind on bills. It's tough. The economy's tough. The gas prices drop, or
I think gas prices have kind of dropped, but then it's like everything else is going up. So, your groceries cost more. Your utilities cost more at this time of year. So it's just like you just got a whole lot of stuff going on.
Girl, I know I told my sister, I was like, when did candy bars, they $2? Like, seriously?
You know what? Crazy. And I noticed that one day at the checkout line, it was like I was going to get me a candy bar, and I looked and it was like $2.29, and I was like, wait, what? I remember when you could get them two for $1 when they was on sale. So $2.29, I was just like, no, that's not what we're going to do.
Give me 50 cents. You can do a lot with 50 cents back in the day, honey.
And pay the $1.25 for them or something, because I was just like, okay, that is weird. And I guess I just hadn't noticed.
I was in Dollar Tree too, feeling some type of way about the extra 25 cents. And look, I hardly ever go in the store. So when I do, it's always a price shock. And Dollar Tree is probably like the only store that I actually go in. Everything else is online. But that day I was actually in the store and I was like, what is going on here?
Anyway. Yeah, seemed like you always had more month than you got money.
Girl, yes. I was listening to a podcast yesterday and they were saying, like, the more money you make, to be honest, a lot of people that's in the industry, the more money, or anybody, the more money they make, the more bills they have. You make $100,000 a year, people think that's a lot of money, but you probably owe about $105,000 in debt. You make $200,000 a year, you probably owe $210,000 in debt. And if you make $300,000 a year, you probably owe about $325,000 in debt. So we just got to get better with better stewards of our money. And we're definitely talking about it. But like I said, we know times are hard right now. And it's a struggle for everybody, not just you. It's a struggle for everybody out here in these streets. So we're going to talk about it. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is you really want to know where does your money come from? A lot of people, we talk about tracking and vision boards and all of that, y'all. And we have 8 steps, but we may not do all of them today. But you definitely want to figure this stuff out, right? So you want to know where your money coming from. And I'm not going to go deep into this because we talk about this a lot, right? But you do want to write down any income that you have. Definitely you want to fill everything out. Total up each week's income. And what a lot of people don't really do is they don't think about all of their income, like their primary job, the government programs, disability benefits, financial support, and any other additional income. And what you want to do is you want to circle the payments that come at a predictable time and the amount. Because a lot of times you can kind of keep up with the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Predictable bills, mortgage, rent, stuff like that, right? But we talking about income. Okay. All right. So now that you've done that, you want to get a total picture. Again, going to get a total picture of your income. Remember, when all of your funds are coming in, think about how to plan your expenses to avoid gaps in your ability to pay. So again, you're going to need your pay stubs, your benefit statements, and a record of your electronic payments. Erica, you want to add anything? Because I know you kind of see a lot of this stuff. Because some people don't think about like their disability and their food stamps and social
Mm-hmm.
security and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think just like you said, planning it out so you know that when you get your money on the 15th, and these are the bills that I need to pay out of that 15th check. Or when I get a payment, when I get my money out of this check, so you should already know about when your bills are coming for those things.
Absolutely. And you want to take it a step further, you want to check to see, is your income more or less than what you thought it was? Is it? Because a lot of the times it's always a shock like, yo, what in the world? Hold on now. And does it feel like a typical month for you? Right? So are you constantly living paycheck to paycheck? Like how does it feel for you right now? Or is it a birthday or something that's in this month? Right?
Yeah, I
Does
feel like you
seeing, huh?
Sorry. I was gonna say,
Go
but
on.
I feel like some of those things are just lack of planning on our part. Like
Mm-hmm.
when people say, well, but Christmas is coming. Christmas come the same time every year. Your entire
Yep.
life it's been on 12/25, your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So you already know that it's coming. So it's
Right.
just the lack of planning for those things.
Right. And this is why we're talking about it today. Because again, it's tough for a lot of people, and we do need to plan. So, right now, where are we? Starting with your income, right? And ask yourself those questions. And does seeing your income week by week change what you think about your spending? Because I'm
Hmm.
telling you, sometimes it's eye opening. But some people, that's not like us, that's not self employed. They got a check that's constantly coming in, and that check is almost the same thing, unless you've been in and out of work. Because everybody's different. And the next thing you need to figure out is, where does your money go? Like, so
Hmm.
track your spending for an entire month. That's the first thing. And you want to analyze your spending by the category, right? You want to identify the areas you might want to cut back on, and set goals to keep you on track. And what you're going to need to do this is, you're going to need all of your receipts and bill statements from the month, any online records of your spending, and an envelope to keep your receipts in. There are
Yeah,
also
I think
some
a lot
apps,
of
y'all.
people are surprised about exactly where they're spending their money because,
Mm-hmm.
you got some people that think, oh, well, I'm not eating out, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. But you don't realize that you're really spending where you thought you were spending $400 a month in groceries. You forgot about that Sam's trip or that, whatever, those other little things that you do to
Mm-hmm.
pick up. And so now you're really spending $600 a month in groceries.
Absolutely. And they really don't realize it. And that's why we say get an envelope, put your receipts in it. But they have apps to track this stuff
Hmm.
also. You have apps to kind of track everything. But what about that cash purchase that you decided to do, or something that you're doing on your Apple's wallet, or something like that? Or something that you're not tracking or really thinking about a lot of the times, right? Or you may have some extra income coming in that you're not thinking about. Somebody could give you some money. You could be doing a side hustle and not even realizing that you're doing a side hustle, and that's actual income. So this is why it's so important to track your income and track your spending, and just think about things like your cell phone, your debt, eating out, like you said earlier, Erica, education plus childcare, entertainment, groceries, more groceries, health expenses. A lot of people don't think about that, especially if you're not constantly, buying over the counter prescriptions and different things like that. What about your church, your tithes and different things? Are you making donations? Housing and utility payments, your pets and transportation. And if you have any others, you want to add those to the list as well. But right now, the main goal is to make sure you are tracking it.
I find a lot of people miss out on things like beauty services. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you getting your hair done or your kids or blah blah blah. I think a lot of people miss out
Mm-hmm.
on things like that. Like a
Yep.
lot of times it's good just to sit down with your debit card statement, your credit card, and see, and they're trying to make a budget going forward, but they
Mm-hmm.
fail to look at what you have already spent. So let me look at what the bills are for last month and the month before that. Now I can get an idea to make sure that I get everything in, because you're also not looking at, okay, well, I know that once a quarter I got to go get my oil changed, but you didn't put
Mhm.
that in there. So stuff like that.
Absolutely. And in our training, in our course that we done, the home and credit recipe, we showed them the video of Lisa Nichols when she stopped getting her nails done. She stopped eating out, and her family thought she was on crack or whatever because she's changing her lifestyle. But
Hmm.
by the time she finished saving up all that money, she ended up saving, what was it? Was it $30,000, sixty
Yeah, it was
thousand dollars?
something. I want to think it was
Lots of
like
thousands.
$68,000 or something. But yeah, it was
She
quite a bit of money. And
she
so
was
she would
taking.
send that check to the
Hmm.
bank every month and say,
Yes.
"I'm funding my dream. I'm funding my dream." And she just kept sending it. So she was paying herself first, but she
Hmm.
never looked at the account to see how much was actually in there. And when she did, she was surprised that it was, 30,000, 68,000, whatever it was, but it was
Hmm.
a larger number. And she was just like, "Oh my God, like I didn't realize
Hmm.
that I had been doing this."
Yes, that's not my money. That's the wrong account. And the thing was,
Hmm.
she wasn't looking at her statements, y'all. She never opened her statements because she didn't
Right.
want to get that itch to spend
Hmm.
that money. Because you start seeing it, you be like, oh yeah, I got $60,000 in the bank, you know.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah,
And I
so
think that's what
yeah.
happens with a lot of us. We run into, whether it's birthdays, Christmas, whatever, we run into
Hmm.
this money, and the first thing we think about is, oh, what am I going to spend this on? Because that's
But
that's the society that we live in. Is we are in a spending mindset. Like most of the time, when you say, "Oh, what would you do if you win the lottery?" You immediately
mhm.
start talking about all the stuff that you're going to spend it on.
But that's why they always say, people that win the lottery, they always go broke a lot of the times
Hmm.
because they're not stewards of their money. They don't know how to manage money, so they spend it and they go through it. It's kind of like the stimulus checks the government just gave them away because they knew they were going to get it
Exactly.
back. Oh yeah,
Exactly.
you get a check, you get a check, you get a check because they know we're going to spend it
And most
anyway.
of the people who got, large stimulus checks, it did, there I know some people that use that money to start businesses or stuff like that. So they
Hmm.
were forward thinking, but I know a whole lot of people that were like, nah, I'm going to buy this, or I'm gonna buy this, or I'm gonna catch up on some bills that I already had.
Yeah, some people had to. They have no choice, but for the ones that yeah, you're right. So the next thing is you want to figure out what are all my bills and when are they due? That's
Mhm.
a big one. Cause I have all my bills on auto pay. And I never know how much money is coming out of my account until I don't have any money in my account. And I'd be like, good night. I spend this much on credit card payments. Like, what is this? So
You
yes,
see, and I actually don't like auto pay for that very reason,
I don't
because
want to
I
be
feel
late.
like you're not conscious of what you're spending. But
Mm,
if you're like, so for me, my bills are not on auto pay for like credit cards, but I know what days that my bills are due. So
mhm,
I know that I'm going to go in there every month on the 11th and make sure that this particular bill is paid. But it also allows me to be a little bit more conscious of how much is coming out. So if I see that it's $500, because like I've been swiping all my throughout the month or whatever, I didn't really pay attention to that. But when I get the bill and it's $500 more than what I expected it to be, and I'm like,
mhm.
oh, wait a minute, where I spend this money at?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you are going to find out when your what are all my bills and when are they due. You're going to get a total picture of your monthly bills. You're going to identify the weeks when you don't have the most money due, right? Then you're going to plan how to pay your bills. So on time, and you definitely want to avoid late fees because those things will add up very quickly. And remember when your bills are coming up. Again, that is my problem. So what you'll need to do is you're going to need all of your bill statements, all of your statements. So get all of those for one single month. Your statements of any bills that are online. So some examples are like your bills are your utilities, your rent or mortgage, your phone bills, your memberships. You people forget about the memberships,
Mhm.
cable, credit cards, car payments, student loans, child support, and insurance. So that's what you want to do, and start with one question: when you pay your bills on time, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel? I know for me, that's an accomplishment. I pay my bills on time. Like, I ain't got to worry about it. It just go out of my account. That's an accomplishment. But like I said, when I don't have it, it's tough and it's stressful.
Mhm.
And you got to figure out and you got to maneuver. And what I do, I may be moving ahead of myself, you guys, but if you ever, I am moving ahead of myself, but if you find yourself in that situation, you really want to speak to these bill collectors or whoever and make some arrangements. But we're going to go into that. But for now, you definitely want to put all your bills on your calendar. Label the calendar with the dates of the month you want to plan for. Make a list of all of your bills. For each bill, mark the payment date. So 7 days before the due date for mail, 2 days before the due date for online, right? And then enter when you receive income into the calendar. So you want to have all your bills on the calendar, payments, your payment dates, and when you receive your money, when you get paid. Got anything you want to add to that? I said a lot.
No, all good
All
advice.
right. Absolutely. So then you want to enter your weekly income into the calendar and your other expenses. I know we over y'all, but one thing, I got some other stuff and we got some resources that we want to talk to y'all about, and we'll probably talk about them next week. Because I have about 4 more things to go over. But today, what I want you guys to do is you want to also write down what is one thing I want to change, right? And what you're going to do with this tool is it's going to help you identify the things that you really want the most. What you want to work toward, you want to work towards the future that includes those things. Track your progress and take pride in making life better for you and your family. So what you want to do is we're going to talk about the statements, and then you're going to write down your goals, and then you're going to share these goals with someone who will hold you to it. Okay. So one thing you want to write down is one thing I'm proud of. So one thing I'm proud of is, the next thing is, one promise to myself is, one thing I like to change is, one dream I have for myself is. Okay. So, and then at the bottom, for the one promise to myself, you want to write who can help me. Write down who can help you, who can hold you accountable. And then the one dream I have for myself, you want to write the date that you want to complete that as well. So take that with you today, and with that, and then next week we're going to talk about some other ways to spend less, some other ways that you can save and to spend less, and how to get you out of your current situation, because you definitely need a plan, and we're going to talk about it. So for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. I am a triangle realtor with A to Z Realty. You can reach me at 919-818-9854. Miss Erica.
Hey, and I'm Erica Batts. I am your mortgage lender with New American Funding. You can reach me at 919-608-7916, or you can reach me at ericabatts.com.
And you guys can reach us in the clubhouse at www.thehomebuyersclubhouse.com. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube at Homebuyers Clubhouse. You can find us on our group and our page at Homebuyers Clubhouse. If I didn't say that already, you can find us on YouTube at The Homebuyers Clubhouse. Lost track. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys on Friday, and we hope you guys have an awesome day. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.